Yes, you lot, welcome back to the Louis Talks Footy channel. Today I'm in slightly different settings. I'm at uni. I didn't have a chance to react to the Arsenal versus Brentford game yesterday, and then I've literally had to come straight to uni this morning. So this is the first chance I'm having to record this video. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It massively helps me out, massively helps out the channel. Every subscriber I see puts a smile on my face, so please do that now. Arsenal dropped points to Brentford last night, and Brentford is a very tough place to go. You know, it's a difficult away day. I said it in my Fulham reaction when I was talking about Arsenal's game. I was saying that this could be a banana skin for Arsenal. Brentford are a very well-drilled team. They're a very good side. They're no mugs. They're not going to take any shit off anyone. And Arsenal definitely learned that lesson last night. And I think this is a big moment in the title race. You know, I could get carried away and I could start saying, listen, City are definitely going to win the league now. Arsenal have bottled it. The reality is Arsenal are going to drop points between now and the end of the season. That's just realistic. That it's going to happen. They're going to drop points. And City will drop points as well. We're not the same team that we were, Manchester City. We're going to drop points. We've seen it this season. We've seen the frailties that are in the side. We are susceptible to leaking goals. I think what we're seeing right now is Arsenal haven't really progressed over the past couple of years. They're not playing better football. They've not developed any kind of spine or backbone. They are the same Arsenal, but we're a slightly worse version of Manchester City. So what we're seeing now, and what we have been seeing for the majority of the season, is Arsenal doing what Arsenal have done for the past couple of years. You know, they play good football. They're a very good side. They're very consistent. But they do start to slip up, and especially in this business end of the season, they're going to start to slip up. It's what we've seen happen before, and it's what's happening again. City got a massive result at the Etihad against Fulham. We blew them away in the first half 3-0, and then we could rotate in the second half, take our foot off the gas, and it was a very, very solid performance from Manchester City, and it put the pressure on Arsenal going into the game on Thursday. You know, Arsenal fans will have been feeling the pressure. The players that have been feeling the pressure. Arteta will definitely have been feeling the pressure, and they did not live up to the expectations that were set for them. They were expected to go and beat Brentford. They were expected to look at Manchester City winning against Fulham, look at that and think, listen, this is a team that's 6 points behind us. Like, I'm not worried about that. Let's go and get a result at Brentford, focus on us. But they didn't do that. They've slipped up, and that's very telling of Arsenal and what they do on a regular basis every season is they tend to slip up. They tend to drop points. They don't have a backbone. They don't have a spine. And if you think what is going on in Arteta's mind now after that game, like I say, he's never been in a title race before where he's gone on to win it. He's never done that before. Pep Guardiola has done that. He's been there. He's done it. He'll have been leading a title race before and dropped points, and he'll know how to react the next day and how to react going forward, how to make that not a massive thing. You know, do you then go and grill the players, or do you go and try and say, listen, lads, it's all right. Let's just take a chill pill. Let's maybe not train for the next couple of days. Just take a little step back and have a breath and reevaluate. Arteta will be having that conversation in his head with his coaching staff, and it's going to be playing on his mind. He might not know what to do now. You know, this is a massive banana skin. It's a massive moment in the title race, and I feel like this is the first time where the wind is in Manchester City sails. The momentum is with Manchester City. The momentum is behind Arsenal. It's with City. Arsenal have slowed down a bit. There's cracks in their game. There's frailties, and the frailties have always been there. The difference is it feels like City have got the momentum. Like I say, you know, we had that massive result at Anfield. We got a really good result at Fulham. You know, a massive game, massive performance from the lads. Haaland's back on the score sheet. You know, it seems to be going all right for Manchester City. But I'm not going to get too ahead of myself because, like I say, this is the same Arsenal side that we've seen for the past couple seasons. They're doing the same things. You know, it's not much different. Whereas it is different for Manchester City. There's a different feeling around the place. You know, I admit that recently, in the last couple of weeks or the last week, it's felt good around City. But you can't deny that City aren't the same City that have gone on to, you know, that won 4 Premier League titles in a row. It's not that same team. You know, there's a lot of young players. I think the Anfield game could have been a sliding doors moment for that team. They could have tasted victory. They could have felt like champions a little bit. And that could go and spur them on and really push Arsenal for this Premier League title. I am not going to get too excited until I start seeing City put 3, 4, 5 wins together in a row, because that's what you need to win a title. Pep Guardiola knows that. Some of the lads in the team know that. Bernardo Silva knows that. Ruben Diaz knows that. Erling Haaland knows that. But there's a lot of young lads in that squad who haven't got the experience of winning a Premier League title. So listen, I'm not, like I say, I tapped out after Brighton. Like, I was out of this title a long time ago, and we are definitely in it. Like, we are 100% in it now. I just don't know if this squad has the minerals to go and push Arsenal all the way. Arsenal don't have the minerals to win a league title in a typical campaign of recent years with Manchester City, with Liverpool. Those two teams have dropped off, and this is Arsenal's chance to go and win the title. This is Arsenal's chance to pounce, and they are not pouncing. They're still waiting. They're still waiting in the grass like a flipping, I don't know, tiger waiting to jump on the prey. That's what they do, though, innit? This is what Arsenal do. They don't attack. They don't kill the game. They don't finish. Last night we saw Arsenal held back quite a lot, and Brentford didn't hold back. Brentford pushed them and pressed them constantly. They fought. They battled. And Arsenal didn't seem to battle last night in the same way that Brentford did. It didn't look like they wanted it in the same way that Brentford did. And that's so telling of this title race and what's going to happen in this title race. Like I say, it's important to note how good Brentford were last night. Keith Andrews has come into this side. Thomas Frank left. They got robbed off their captain, Norgard. They got robbed of Brian Mbeumo. They got robbed of Johan Wissa. The top two goal scorers, the captain went. The manager went that brought them up from the championship. Massive changes happened in the summer for Brentford, and these lot are pushing for a European spot now. It's amazing the job that Keith Andrews has done. People were predicting Keith Andrews to be the first manager sacked in this Premier League campaign, and how wrong were they? Brentford are such a well-drilled side, they're such a good squad, and the G-Tech is such a difficult place to go. On a Thursday night at the G-Tech Stadium, that's a difficult place to go. Brentford had a blinding game last night. Van der Berg, amazing. The right back, I can't remember what his name is, amazing. That long throw, Lewis Potter scoring the goal. It was so good to see. And Arsenal really need to wake up a little bit. They really need to give their head a little shake, a little wobble, and just wake up and know that we're in a title race. We need to win. There's very little margin for error when you're in a title race. But I've been saying that for the whole season, and it seems to be City drop points, Arsenal let them back in. It's happened consistently throughout the season. And this is why I don't feel like Arsenal had the killer mentality, because these lot could be 13 points clear, if they'd have taken our opportunities, because Manchester City have been there for the taking. Arsenal should have put these lot to bed ages ago. Honestly, City have been very poor in this campaign, and Arsenal really should have put them to bed. And this is what I'm saying, that Arsenal haven't progressed over the past couple of years. There's been no level of progression. The only reason why they're leading this title race is because of the drop-off of Liverpool and of Manchester City. Arsenal are a great side, but they don't have what it takes to win a Premier League, in my opinion. In a typical Premier League season, I still believe Arsenal are going to win this Premier League campaign, but they don't feel like champions. Bukayo Saka yesterday, he gets the ball and he takes the sting out of the game for Arsenal on that right hand side. He miscontrols the ball and it goes out of play. It all looks very slow. It all looks very sloppy going forward. They don't have winners in their side in the same way that City do with Diaz and Haaland and Bernardo Silva. They don't have those players in their side. Gabriel, he's a battler, he's a fighter, but you need a kind of proper spine throughout the team that are full of champions, and Arsenal don't have that. Eberechi Eze yesterday, he got hooked at half-time. It was a terrible cameo. Odegaard comes on. He doesn't really affect the game at all. Arsenal really need to find something if they're going to go on to win this title race. They really need to find a bit of backbone, a bit of spine, a bit of fight. And, we have seen that from Arsenal this year, but you need to continue that you need to continue that from the beginning of the season to the business end of the season. And that's where I feel like Arsenal could slip up, because this is City's bread and butter now. This is Pep Guardiola's bread and butter. He knows how to go and win now. It's whether the lads can put it into practice, it's whether he can put it into practice as well, because he's not been perfect this year. But the point is, Arteta hasn't been there and he's not done that. So the pressure is all on Arsenal now. All eyes are going to be on Arsenal. I've not checked the fixtures ahead of City and Arsenal. I don't know what the fixtures are, but I do know that all the pressure is on Arsenal. All the eyes are on Arsenal. City are chasing them, and we can smell blood. And we could very likely catch up to them and overtake them. That return fixture at the Etihad is looking like it's going to be a mad game now. Arsenal could have put this title to bed ages ago, and that game could have meant nothing. But, they've continually let Manchester City in. And to be honest, at this current moment in time, I can't see Arsenal coming to the Etihad and beating Manchester City. That's just my thoughts on it. Listen, you lot get your thoughts in the comment section down below. It's unfortunate I'm having to do this at uni with a bit of a dead backdrop. I've not got any lighting. But yeah, listen, I've got the video done, so that's the main thing. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Really appreciate you lot watching it. And I'll see you lot in a bit.